Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jen, and I decided to do a fun video this week. I hope you guys like it. If you do, please comment below and let me know because it helps kind of steer the direction of this channel. I decided to take the Easy Poser app that I've been doing videos on, and I decided to show you guys how I can take that app and use it to create actual art. I decided to go a little bit further and create something that's a little bit more mystical, a little bit more imagination, and I'm creating a mermaid. So I'm going to show you guys that. I did do a video like this a couple of weeks ago where I took a pose and I created it into an inked out sketch, and I was going to actually make another video where I showed you guys me coloring it in, but I lost the actual files for some reason. I don't know where she went, so I decided to start from scratch, and I liked this pose a lot. This girl really looked like a mermaid to me, so I just went with it, and that's what you're seeing in this video. I'm going to be doing the inking and the coloring in the whole video, so you guys, it's going to be an 11-minute long video, so hang in there, and you'll be rewarded because I think that she came out super cute, and I think you guys are going to really like the way she looks. So just hang in there so you can see the whole process. So if you guys are interested in learning how to draw hair, I have a video that I made specifically about hair. And if you guys want me to do a video that teaches you how to do skin, like coloring in skin and shading and all that stuff, I can totally do a video about just skin for you guys. Unfortunately, when I was recording this, some of her got cut out and I don't know where that footage went, so I don't have me drawing her skin and her hair. That just sounds so weird to say her skin and her hair. I don't know, it just sounds weird somehow to me. I don't know why. But anyway, so I don't have that, but I do have me drawing the rest of her and coloring her in. So if you're interested in those types of things, let me know and I will do more videos specifically on those subjects. Also, if you're interested in how I set up my layers for digital art, I did a video about that, and I will link that in the cards, as well as some Easy Poser videos for you guys if you don't know how to use this app. I love this app. I feel like this has made drawing so fast and easy for me. And if you are a young artist or like a new beginning artist, this is something that makes it so much easier for you to draw. And here you go, you could see the partial finishment, is that a word? Finished product. And so I'm so sorry that you guys didn't get to see me draw the hair and the rest of her body, but you can see the wonderfulness of her tail. I really wanted to make this tail like a really cool, multi-dimensional, like duochrome, kind of like black oil holographic kind of look. That was my goal. I wanted it to be really interesting, and I wanted it to feel like it would kind of shine in the light in different layers and different directions. So I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to achieve this, and for me, when I draw and when I do create anything, it's a lot of trial and error, and it's a lot of just experimenting to see what's going to look good and what's not. So you're going to see that a lot in this process. But I took the basic green and then I just kept adding other colors on top of it and kind of blending as I go along. Now, usually what I like to do is I like to draw and do my inking in Manga Studio because I love the pens there. I just like them better than Photoshop, and I find drawing faster and easier and just the way I like it much better in Manga Studio. Then I take the art piece and I go over to Photoshop. And once I'm in Photoshop, I do all my colors. And if you see all those swatches of color up in the right-hand side, that's how I lay out all my colors. I just pick out the different colors that I know I'm going to want to use in the project, and I layer them out. So you'll see that I have like gradients of each color that I'm going to use. And I like to give myself a few different options. And if you want me to do a video on that, let me know and I'll do that for you and show you how I pick colors and how I put things together. But I usually have like this palette to work with so that while I'm coloring in, I don't have to stop and mix colors. I kind of like do it all in the beginning, and that makes it so much easier for me. And so if you see, I'm putting in this tail, there's some light green, some dark green, a little bit of purple and blue, and I just wanted it to seem like it had some sheen and had some interest. It kind of reminds me of a character from a children's book, and I cannot remember what that book is called, but it's about a fish who had really beautiful scales, and all the other fish were jealous of him because his scales were so pretty. And in the end of the book, he ended up giving some of his scales away to the other fish so they felt pretty too. And I just think that that is not a very good children's book because it teaches you that if you're pretty, you have to dumb yourself down or buy friends. And I'm just not about that life. So if you know what that book is called, comment below because I can't remember. But her tale reminded me of that fish. And maybe this is like my way of celebrating that fish and saying you could be pretty, you don't have to dumb yourself down, and you don't have to give away your scales, and your friends should want to be friends with you even if you're prettier than them because that's just the way it is. Anyway, that was my rant. I never liked that children's book. But I didn't know what to do with the base of the tail. I felt like that was the hardest part for me to finish, and I just kept trying to like blend colors and figure it out, and in the end I feel like it turned out really pretty. I like the way it turned out. There's a lot of different like levels of shadows and highlights, and in the end I was really happy with her, and I feel like she was a good outcome. But I can't say enough about this app. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not. I bought the app myself and I just love it. I just think that it takes a lot of the guesswork out of drawing. Especially for me, I always had trouble, especially when I was trying to do like manga or comic art, and I'd need like certain shots, certain angles or action shots. And it is really hard to find reference material on Google. And even before Google, when I would draw, I'd have books. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I had books with tons of different poses in them. And they were just like so many different poses. And I'd be flipping through the books trying to find the exact pose. And sometimes it wouldn't be exactly what I needed. And then I'd have to figure it out from there or substitute things. And it was very limiting. And this, I think, is really good because they have a bajillion poses that are like pre-made and really cool. But if there's something that they don't have, you fully can manipulate the mannequin and just make it however you want to. So I wanted this tail to be so shiny. I wanted everything to have a lot of depth and layers. I wanted it to look interesting. And the thing about art for me is that every time I do a project, every time I work on something, I feel like my art gets a bit better. Like things change and improve, and I learn more techniques. And I just feel like the more you use your skills and the more you try and kind of go outside your box a little bit, the more you're going to learn different techniques and you're going to pick things up. Another good thing to do is watch speed drawing videos. I learned a lot from them as well because you kind of watch other artists work and you're like, oh, I see what you did there. I see how you mix those colors, and that's pretty cool. And oh, I see you're using that tool, and you can kind of pick things up in that respect as well. So now I'm working on her eyes, and basically what I like to do with the eyes is I usually lay down, depending on what I want the focus to be, I usually lay down like the basic color first. Sometimes it's a darker color, sometimes it's a lighter color, and then I kind of ease in other colors around the eyes in different places. And you'll see that I'm placing in a lighter color closer to the iris, and then I placed in a little bit of a darker color around the rim of the eyes, and then I use my blending tool and I blend it in, and I feel like that gives it like more depth and makes the eyes look more beautiful. I love manga eyes because I think that they're absolutely gorgeous. And I just noticed right now that I did not give this girl eyebrows. She has no eyebrows. Usually that's like the first thing that I draw on somebody, and I don't know why I didn't give her eyebrows, but I didn't. And then I like to put a couple of little lines in the eye. I don't go crazy because back in the day when I first started learning how to draw, I would put so many lines, and it just makes the eyes look very muddled. So yeah, I stopped doing that. But like 2 or 3 lines really kind of gives the same effect while it keeps the eye looking open. I decided for her little top that I wanted it to kind of look very shiny, and I'm not sure if when I was drawing this I wanted it to be shiny because it was wet or because I wanted it to be shiny because it was like hollow. I wasn't sure what I was thinking, to be very honest with you guys. But I knew for sure that I wanted it to be shiny, and I knew that I wanted it to be different shades of purple. And so you'll see me kind of going through, and if you notice, you guys, whenever I color outside the lines. For me, as an artist who has a vision problem, it's easier for me to lay down a color and go outside the lines because then I know that the color is fully saturated. Before, when I would try to color within the lines, I would always look at my art later on and notice like white spots, and that is the most annoying thing when you have missed a spot or when it's not fully saturated color. It just is annoying and it really stands out like a sore thumb. So I found that if I really just color outside the lines and make sure that I get a good coating, then I can just go later on and just erase, and that for me works better. So that's a tip that I use. It might be helpful to you if you have the same problem, but I'm trying to do lots of different like layers, and I wanted this to look very shiny and kind of, I don't know, I wanted it to match the tail a little bit. Another thing I do is when you do use a very dark color and then you have to erase, sometimes for me at least, it can be hard for me to distinguish between the color and the black line. So I lessen the intensity on the darker color to make it lighter, therefore I can see the line a lot easier. And another thing I did with this mannequin is she had really big breasts, and I just didn't want my mermaid to have really big breasts, so I did kind of give her a breast reduction. That's another thing I did. So you can always change the way these things look if you want to. You don't have to do exactly what's there. Just use this as like a base. And that's my finished mermaid, you guys. If you like this video, please do me a solid and give me a thumbs up because it really helps out the channel. And comment below, let me know what you think of her. Do you like her? Do you think she turned out cute? Let me know. And that's pretty much it. Oh, subscribe, hit the bell, you know the drill. I'm not even going to go into that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you a lot. Thanks for hanging with me till the end. And magical mermaid power to you.